Hey, it's Denise. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome back to those of you who've been here before. Today I wanted to talk about some things I've tried. They're not necessarily brand new products, but they're new to me. So these are high protein, low carb items for those of us who are either pre-op or post-op for weight loss surgery and or just watching our carbs. If you haven't watched my channel before or haven't mentioned videos where I mentioned weight loss, I did have weight loss surgery it'll be coming up on 2 years ago in May. And I lost, now considering that you start dieting before the surgery, all told from my highest weight, I lost about 110 pounds. So I've been maintaining for about almost a year and a half. The weight came off quite quickly. And lately, though, I noticed I was letting myself slip into some bad habits. Now, I'm on maintenance, obviously. I don't want to lose any more weight. So I've been reincorporating more carbs and more calories in general into my diet, which is good because I was staying like within a 5-pound range. I was staying between 140 and 145 almost without effort. Like the first month of trying to stop losing and trying to maintain was a little tricky. I think, a lot of people find that. It's like, okay, I've mastered this losing thing, but how do you maintain? You feel like you're either gaining or losing, but it's hard to find that exact spot that for you is maintenance. And for me, that's why I weigh myself pretty much every day. Because I don't calorie count normally. But I recently was gaining and I got up to 150 and I was like, you know what? You are letting yourself eat way too much junk. And I knew it. I knew I was eating too much junk. So I was like, okay, I've let myself be surrounded by all this unhealthy stuff in the house that I shouldn't be eating, when the number one rule for me for sticking to eating well is making sure that there are things in the house that I like that meet my dietary requirements. And I had slacked off. I wasn't ordering the particular products that were high protein, low carb that I should be eating. So I was ending up munching on regular candy, regular snacks. And again, if it was just occasionally, it'd be fine, but I was doing it too often. So long story short, I had ordered some things to get myself back on track, which luckily, as soon as you break that carb craving cycle by cutting the carbs, drastically for a day or two, it's easy to fall back into your good habits. So that's the good news. I'm almost I was 148 this morning, so taken off 2.5 pounds in 2 days. But on to the items. These I found totally by accident. I was in Walgreens waiting for a prescription, and I saw the Power Crunch bars were on sale. Now they had them 3 for $5, and I decided, she's going to start barking now. Please be quiet, Purse. You're such a good girl. I know I'm lying, but sometimes you have to. So they only had 2 flavors, and I had never had these before, so I didn't know how many flavors they come in, but they had the chocolate and they had the vanilla. So I just so happened to have a $10 gift card for Walgreens that I'd gotten for joining AAA. So yeah, I got 6 bars for $10. So I got 3 of each, the chocolate and the vanilla. You know how most protein bars pretty much have the texture of compressed sawdust? Even the ones that have a nice taste often have that mush and sawdust texture. These do not. These have the texture, they have actual crispiness to them, sort of like a Kit Kat or a wafer cookie. I was in love with the texture. I had a vanilla one last night, and I was absolutely in love with the texture. Now, I don't do keto. If you do keto, you'd probably be happier with how much fat is in here. I do, you know, low carbs, high protein, and I prefer to see lower fat, but as long as the overall calories aren't terrible, I don't mind. So I'm going to just tell you the nutrition information here. This bar is 220 calories. There are 14 grams of protein, 13 grams of fat, and now carbs. We've got 11 total, and then there's fiber that you can take away, which brings you down to 10, and yeah. So they're you know, on the front they have 5 grams of sugar, but net carb wise, by my estimations, it's 10. But if you want something different than that usual, just, you know what I'm talking about, the protein bars. Almost every brand, the texture is very similar. I just think of it like compressed sawdust of different flavors, sometimes with like a coating on it. So these to me were a find. And then I looked on Walmart.com and they come in a bunch of different flavors. So Amazon has them too. I noticed on Walmart, now they come 5 in a box. Some flavors were like $5 and change, just under, like, say $5.50 for a box of 5. Others, same number, 5 bars, but it was $11 and change for 5 bars. So I just picked like 4 different flavors other than the chocolate and vanilla, and of the ones that were the cheaper flavors, and I ordered them. So I'm looking forward to getting them because I'm telling you, the actual like crispy texture, I know like there's glare, but I mean, you can kind of see it. You know, a lot of times like the picture, it looks like, you know, the awesome thing it's supposed to taste like, but then you open it and it's your regular, you know, bar. These actually are like crispy and waferish with then like a layer of like filling and then a coating. So I thought these were absolutely great, especially if you do eat protein bars and you just want a different texture. Next, these I got from Bariatric Pal store. They are Elite Sweets donuts. They had 2 different flavors. Actually, they had 3. I think they have 3? Yeah, I think they might have had like a birthday cake one, I think. I got a 6-pack of the cinnamon sugar, and I got a 6-pack of the chocolate. This one feels like it got flattened maybe a little bit. So let me tell you a little bit about these. As you can see on that, 12 grams of... She knows what I swear she knows what I'm trying to film. Percy, honey, you need to be quiet. I know some people would give their dog like a treat or something now to try to quiet it down, but then you're just training it to do this every time you film, so please bear with me because I'm trying not to give her that bad habit. Okay, these are, it's 240 calories for a donut. At first I was wondering how they came up with their 1 gram of net carbs, because when I was doing it I was coming up with 11 grams. Carbohydrates 32 grams, fiber, I so apologize. I'm gonna text my son and see if he will walk her. Um, Carbohydrates are 34 grams. No, 32 grams. Fiber is 3. And sugar alcohols are 18. So when you subtract the fiber and the sugar alcohols, it still came out to 11. And I'm like, okay, how are they saying 1 when I'm coming up with 11? I went to their website. If you look on the website, it tells you that there's 10 grams of, what do you call it? Allulose. Now, allulose is listed as an ingredient. If you read the ingredients, you can see allulose right there listed as an ingredient. But you wouldn't know from looking at where it talks about the carbohydrates, you wouldn't necessarily know to subtract that. So I found that a little bit confusing, because I like to be able to look at the package and figure out the net carbs for myself. So I tried one of these. On very first bite, I ate half, so I could show you the half. It looks like a donut, and it feels like a donut. This is the cinnamon sugar. They do use a lot of almond flour instead of regular flour, so, but if you look, you can see it's still got a pretty light, kind of crummy consistency like a donut's supposed to have. On the first bite, you're like, something doesn't taste quite like a donut. But yeah, that's because, you know, it's got 12 grams of protein on only 1 net carb. And it's, you know, again, the fat content is higher than I personally like. It is 18 grams. You know, is this something I'm going to eat every single day of my life? Probably not. Although for a couple days I might, just because it's a nice change to have. Basically, all I had been keeping in was the protein shakes and the protein tortilla chips. And after a while, I was like just sick of them. And, you know, that's when I remembered, like, the reason you're eating junk you shouldn't be is because you're not keeping in stuff that you should be eating. The other thing I ordered from the Bariatric Pal store was their brand of calcium chews, which are chocolate, and it's like chocolate caramel. Belgian chocolate caramel. Sounds fancier, doesn't it? And with these, I just tried one. Now, these things are a little pricey, I gotta say. Not just these, but in general. But again, if you look at most of your protein bars, which I am so sorry about the dog. I hope you'll bear with me that she's a puppy, and that if you want to check out more, check out my whole playlist about my puppy, who is acting like a puppy right now. Anyway, these have 500 milligrams of calcium, and they also have probiotics. So I wasn't so much worried about the calcium. I probably get enough in my diet, but I figured I could probably use the probiotics. These have 15 calories per chew. They're not unpleasant. I mean, it's a calcium chew, so it's not like as creamy and like gummy chewy as like a real candy, but it definitely has a nice chocolate taste to it. So if you're gonna have a calcium chew, I feel like it might as well taste good, and it might as well be sugar-free, so you're not adding extra sugar in by taking your calcium. So I'm just gonna quickly go over the prices with you. I know I mentioned that I got these on sale 3 for $5 at Walgreens currently, but on Walmart.com they were like, again, 5 in a box for just under $6 for most of the flavors. The stuff I got from Bariatric Pals, the donuts, a 6-pack of donuts is $23.89. And a 90 count, this is a 90 count bag of these calcium chews is $32.95. So Are these the least expensive things in the world? No, they are not. But if you really need something on hand to keep you eating the right stuff, I don't know how she just escaped. Like, she shouldn't have been able to do that. I think she's like Houdini's dog. You gonna come up here and say hi? Come here. Come, go over. Here is the creature that's been making all that noise. Say hi. Anyway, this is Percy. She's trying to eat my rings. Yeah, it's my girl. Surprised she's not trying to eat my glasses. They usually go, oh, the earrings. Yeah, we're still in the puppy biting stage. But she's getting better. You wouldn't know that from looking at this moment. Anyway, that was it. I just wanted to go over those items and share them with you. I got them again at the Bariatric Pal store, except for the Power Crunch bars, which I picked up at Walgreens, which are also on Amazon and Walmart. Hope you found this helpful if you're looking for some options in your low-carb, high-protein diet. And please hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, know when I put up a new video. And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch.